Hello everybody. Today we are going to see a detailed demonstration of our solution for the construction industry. Solution will encompass the customer relationship module, the tendering and estimation module, project management module which includes creation of projects, managing jobs, costing of jobs, subcontractor management. Along with this, we will also see purchase management, inventory management. We will also cover accounting and finance and human resource management. Let's go ahead with the demo. The process will start from the CRM where all the tenders published on the media, either digital media or other forms of media, would be entered within the system through the opportunities menu. To create a new tender, we will enter the details. We expect the probability of winning to be at 65%. We'll choose the customer who has published this tender. If the customer is not available, then we can create it. Let's go ahead and create a customer. We can enter other details. The person who is entering these details, the team that he belongs to, it's a tender type of opportunity. We'll enter the source, the location. If no location is clear or multiple locations, you can keep it blank. Choose the industry. You can create industries here. Locations can be created here. You can have different types of categories of tenders. This is again configurable. You can see in this window. Is it a recurring tender? You can also define the expected competitors. This is for internal analysis, hence you can write it, no problem. Scope of work. You can enter the detailed scope of work, the bid evaluation criteria for technical as well as commercial. And once done, you can click on save. After the information has been saved, the person will now move it to analysis stage to start working on the same. Before that, you also have additional information like tender RFP number, tender notification date, tender submission date, expected duration of the project, whether EMD, which is earnest money deposit, whether it is exempted or not. If it is exempted, then you will have to enter the amount. If it is not exempted, then the value has to be put up. Same with tender fee as well. Joint venture or consortium, whether it is allowed or not, and so on. I am going to put the EMD as well as the tender fees details, and I click on save. The next step is to move this to the analysis stage. At this point of time, we will start working on the tender. When we work on the tender, additional information can be put here. No problem about that. You can have other details. Now the opportunity goes through multiple stages: technical qualification, financial qualification, recommendation of sales from the business development department. Finally, a decision has been to be taken by the top management whether to bid or not. Based on the decision, whether we will decide whether the bid has to go ahead or not. And then the tendering process will start, where we will be submitting the tender, and then we will get the result whether we have qualified or not. Now, after the analysis process, there are two different teams, one for technical qualification and financial qualification, that will come into picture. After analysis, we will move this particular opportunity to the technical qualification by clicking on the button, and the technical qualification team, if separate, would also be able to see that and process the same. Let's go ahead and check how technical qualification will take place. So you can see in technical qualification stage, in this technical qualification stage, we can review every possible thing and add our comments. Comments can be added at the bottom, or new attachments can be made. Similarly, it will next move to the financial qualification. So we have a window for that as well. So when you are in finance, then you can perform the similar functions. Under financial qualification, you can add your comments if required. You can make your attachment and submit this to the sales department. You can have a predefined list of questions for financial qualification and technical qualification, which can be brought out to the system. After it goes to the sales recommendation, we go back to the sales people and look at the opportunities. We will now open the opportunity from the window of the head of the commercial department, who is now going to recommend this sales to the top management whether to bid or not. Let's go ahead. The top management will receive this recommendation, and then they will be able to see the buttons to go ahead or not go ahead. During this whole information, you can make a lot of comments, and for sales recommendation, the user can also give his rating from 0 to 10. So all these values can also be entered for recommendation of sales. Based on the comments, a decision can be taken whether to go or not go. After a go decision has been taken, the person in charge for creating or business development will go ahead and create a tender out of this information. Once a tender has been created, the system will automatically take these details to tender. And if we look our original opportunity, then it will show that the tendering is in progress. The tender is reference is available here. If I look at the tender again, all the details are available here. I can add more information. You can see a lot of details here. You can define here milestone based system of payment, or if there is a performance board, you can put details of performance bond and click on the save. Again, this will go through a detailed process starting with preliminary and commercial stage, and then there is information for each and every checklist starting with BOQ. Let's start our work at the preliminary stage. We can upload the BOQ. We can have a detailed file for as a template, or we can add it manually. In this way, you will be able to create all the BOQs in SOR. Most of the times, the BOQ SOR list is very long, and you are supposed to upload them by file. In the documents and deliverables sections, I can add all the deliverables. I can attach documents. I have different types of documents which are available here. Generally, these document types are based on the most often required types of documents, but you can always modify this as per your choice, and it's quite flexible. I click on save on a continuous basis. I can add more information. For addendums primarily speaks about any kind of change that is brought upon the tender during the course of tendering. Confidential documents can be brought here and will only be visible to the head of the department. The names of possible competitors which has come around recently, and the bid amount can be entered here only during the bidding. Pre-bid checklist. This is a detailed list of checklist items which needs to be fulfilled before the bidding has to take place. Again, these are all configurable. If I go to my tendering section and look at the configuration, then I would be able to see and define each and every of these items. I can assign this task to some particular user. And so on. Similarly, we have a checklist for bid submission. The same process can be assigned, and you can also remove the checklist item not relevant for us. Then afterwards, it goes to the commercial stages. All these documents can further be updated, modified as per the requirement. And this is at this point that the costing sheet would be generated. The costing sheet can vary for company to company. We have presented one type of costing sheet, but as requirement, we can modify it as per your choice. So we can define here cost head. You can define the amount of profit that you expect to have. And what the system will do is to calculate how much contract value should be put as far as the project is considered. So your total cost is 26,912,912. Since you are expecting profit of 15%, and so your contract value that needs to be defined is 30,000 3949,848.80. Your net profit margin is expected to be 13.04. Now once this is defined, you can submit this for approval to the top management to finally bid for the tender. Based on their approval or refusal, they can also send this back. We will move ahead and submit the tender. Tender submission process can vary from company to company or tender to tender. So that process has to be executed outside the system. Once the actual tender is submitted, you can click on Submit Tender, which will denote that the tender submission has taken place. Once the tender submission has taken place, there will be certain activities related to post-bidding or inquiry from the actual client whether the result has been out or not. And once this result is out, you can go to the original opportunity in which it shows now the tender submitted, and you can mark it as won or lost here. If I mark it as won, this opportunity will be marked as won. In the tender that we were referring to, this tender will also go to the won stage. Finally, the tender has been won, and the next step would now be to mark the allotment letter in the system and start working on the project. We will do this by clicking on this button, allotment done, and creation of project. At this point of time, the role of business development team and tendering and estimation team is over. And now project management office or project management team will take over from here.
Like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel videos, and you will be getting a lot. And yes, don't forget to comment upon these videos, because if you comment on these videos, this will really going to give us the motivation to upload more and more videos. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.